we've done something like this before, it will not give you an equal to 40 times. That's like an underline. So now we'll now access our data. So I'm not telling that students dot for each, so that for each student, Ada, Ben, and Chika, to print it differently now. I'm not telling it average is equal to now I'm accessing my calculate average what function, student dot scores, then grade is get grade of average. So I'm passing this average score now here. So it will now check this score grade. If it is greater than or equal to 90, return A or B or C. Then we'll now say, we're now printing the name formatted equal to student.name. We're now accessing the name of the student now. Student.name, we're changing it to uppercase, then adding like a space. After adding a space, I'm not telling it console.log formatted name of average and the grade. So if I now say console.log repeat of equal to of 40, so let's see what this will look like. But come in. So let's run this now. Can you guys see this now? Just like I told you, this is displaying results. Student evaluation report, like then date Friday, March 15 of 2024, the date we passed in, right? So now this is what I told you to do. Can you remember this equal to times what? 40. The first one. Then we did it under again times 40. Now look at what we did here. Ada, average, grade. Can you guys see this? So that's more like it. So we now have the browser objects model, and it is a collection of objects provided by the browser that allows JavaScript to interact with the browser itself beyond just the web page content. Unlike the document object models that deals with the structure and content of the web page, the browser object model focus on the object environment. Now we have the window object, and it represents the browser window or tab and provide access to various browser related functionality. Like let's say now, if I'm saying so we can't use this here, we can only use it on our BOM. So let me see. Can you see this now? So we also have the navigator objects provide information about the browser, like the name, version, and platform, right? No. So let me say let's try it now. We have the navigator. So you use the navigator, click on tab dot user agent. Can you see? You can see all this dot user agent. So if I click here now, can you see it's giving me information about what I'm using? So this is a Mozilla Windows NT 64, that's Windows 10, what's Chrome, Safari. So it just give you information about this thing. Then we have the location. So we can also get the location of our this thing from here. So if I click check location, tab dot what href. So if I Can you see now? It's giving me docs. This is it's giving me the address. So it's giving me the location of where I am right now over here. So you can also get the screen width or the screen height. You can tap. There are different things. So just learn how to play with it so that you can get used to it. So can you see it's 1536. That's the width. If I check, I can check my height. Can also check the set timeout. And so now we why is it important? It allows us to control and interact with the browser environment. Should in case you have any error or anything, you can use one of these things to check where is your error coming from, or things also allow you to communicate with the browser. So you can redirect users, open new window, customize behavior. I think we've done most of these examples already. So I'm going to like you can also use this now. Let's use this history dot back now. So like that, you can do a lot of things. I've given you so many examples here already. So let's go to document object model. And what's the definition? It is a programming interface that represents the structure of a web page as a tree. It allows the developer to dynamically access, modify, and manipulate the content and structure of a web page. So we can access. Unlike this one, as you can see, we're working, well, this is the browser we're communicating about, but with this, we can access our web page. I can make changes to this web page with DOM and everything. So what are the key features of the DOM? It has a tree-like structure, like elements are represented in, I want to check out this now. Can you see? Can you see now? Can you see the way this is my, this is my DOM now. So now, this is the body element. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see. So exactly. So you can see now. So this is the size of my web page and everything. This is the padding, the border, the margin. It's just show you everything. So with this now, if you want to make changes, you can always come here and add styles or add things to it. So that's one of the advantages of the DOM. Dynamic interaction. You can add, remove, or modify element, change the styles, and platform and language neutral. So how does the DOM work? When a browser loads a web page like this, let's assume I'm loading a web page, it passes the HTML elements and the words. So it will pass these elements into the web page, and each HTML become a tree node. It become a node in the tree. If I could open up this, I could have showed you. Okay, so all these elements, if you can see the way it is now, this one has its own tag. So it's more like a tree that is following each other. So you can now interact with this tree, like the way I'm pressing this one now. This tree has its own now. Then if I'm clicking on the body now, it has its own, the whole body of the element and everything. So you can make changes in real time. So this is the way it looks like, the document, the HTML, the body, the H1, the H2, then the paragraph. So now let's assume, okay, now they're telling us now to print console.log of directory now. So print the directory of our documents, which is where we are right now. Can you see? So it's giving us the location. See, this is the tree, the HTML element. Can you see now? Because this is what the directory of the object we are in now. So this is the base URL. This is the URL again. This is the iframe and everything. You can see this. So there's a lot. That's form and everything. The links, the siblings, all the information of everything here. It has access to it. So that's one of the advantages of. So we can also access DOM elements um on our JavaScript. So for here now, I'm going to create an HTML element. So I need to pass the script. I need to link it up. So I've linked it together now. So I come here now. So I want to open this with live server. Can you see? So this thing I did here in my JS is reflecting here. So that's why you see this hello on my local host. So now we want to access some element. But we have to first define my class div. So that means I have some div elements in the HTML. So we have the div. So let's say I have another div, right? And I have another div. So now I'm going to put this class is equal to what? My class, and we have my element, ID of my element. So my class, then I'm going to give this one an ID of what? My element. Let me check, do we have any other one so we can just access everything at once? Okay, so now look at what we did here now. We have the element document.getElementById. So the one that have the ID of my element, which is this div now, is going to print it, is going to give us this here. Then we have the one for class, which we got. So it's going to be this div here. Sorry, I prefer my HTML element here. So this one that has the ID of my element. Then we now have the tag. So the tag itself is what? All these div elements. This div now. So I can even change this to span, right? I can change this to span, but let's keep it as a div element, right? So now we've gotten this. Let's modify the content of this now. So now we're not stating so guys, I want to add text to the inner element of this. There's nothing here now, right? So I'm saying it that element dot what context, then dot text content, sorry, is equal to hello world. So it will change. Let's assume I have which one is this? Element. So which is the one with the ID, my element. So let me just say hi campus. So if we go here now, I want to see this first. Oh, it have started working already. Sorry. So hi campus. Let's just do this one first. So can you see it's hello world that is here instead of what hi campus. But wait, before we even do this hi campus, I want to show you what it is showing. It has to show this first. Hi campus. So let's say hi campus. So now I'm going to go back here now. I'm going to tell it dot text content equal to um, welcome back. Can you see this now? So now I can also use the words inner HTML to access it. No, let's leave this one here as text content, right? Now I'm going to do my class. We have this correct. Say goodbye. Okay, so I want to check here now. Hey, you, welcome back. Did I make a mistake in my class? Okay, so let's change. I change this to element 2. Should work, except I'm not passing this correctly. Oh, our class refused to change. That's crazy. And my get method is even, wow. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on with our Okay, let me check if there's anything wrong with my code. Approximately not. Okay, because of time, I'm going to just go on. Let's finish this. Maybe I'll come back to this later on. So I have changing of styles. So you can do a lot of things like now. So get element by ID, you can do element dot style dot color, blue. Then you can change the font size. So let's try and do this now. Okay, so let's see what happens here now. Can you see? Welcome back. It's back to blue. The font size is 20 pixels. It has changed. So a lot and a lot. We can also add and remove elements. Now, so now I want to add a new element called P. So I'm going to call it const new element is equal to document dot what create element of P. It will now create this element P. Then new element is context, new element of context. This is a new element. Then document dot body dot append. Append child means add this child element called new element. So now if we want to remove it too, we can use elements to remove. We just naming it. Then will now be we'll get the element by the ID, which is my element. Then we'll now do what? Remove the elements. But before we do this, I want us to let's check out what happens here now. So let's do this now and let's go back and check. Can you see this is a new paragraph? We added it. Now let's remove the other elements now. Let's save it. Can you see our blue is gone because we removed it? So that is just how it's so easy to. So now for event handling now, we can add a button to an event. So we have const button is equal to so I've here now I have to create a button. Click me. So I'm going to say on click. Now I'll give it a class. Sorry, forgotten that we are adding a class of what's the class here? An ID of my button. I think for the class we have to use the hash. Sorry, it's been a while since I. So ID of my button. Now, because we've done ID, so we are getting it here, we are creating it here, we are telling it const button is equal to what? Document dot get element by ID of my button. It will look here for any element that has my button ID. So yes, that's why it's what is connected. So now we're not telling it add event listener, click. So if we click on this thing now, it will give us an alert button clicked. So let's go back and see now. Can you see this now? Can you see button clicked? Just like we told it. So that's how we can add what event listener. So now we're going to do a dashboard. I don't even really need all this. Let me just get this. So now we have an H1 browser dashboard, class of info, ID screen info. So now I think we need to create. I think we have a bit of CSS here. So I'm going to add a link now. to link it to my CSS. Can you see this? So I save it. So after saving it, let's copy my CSS styles. So it's up to you to give it your own style. So now I have my script. So now we have a function called show information, right? Show info. Now the first thing we did inside here is we document.getElementById screen info. We should look for this ID screen info, which is here, which is this first div now. So in this first div, we're telling it test content browser dot user agent. So if you remember this user agent, it gave us what information about the listing. Then we're not getting again by ID test content URL. We're getting the location to give us the location of wherever our browser is. We're not getting the title. Now we're changing the title to blue here. Then alert browser info loaded. Then we now have what function of go back. So this function of go back, history.go back. So this is the button. So if we click on this show info, it will show us all this information that is inside this function. Then if we now do this go back, if you see on click what to go back, to give us what the go back to the home page. So let's save and go and check this out now. Can you see this is our brush browser? So if I say click, so if we get here now, can you see now? It has shown us our screen size, everything that we need, URL, index. If I now say go back, now I have to auto reload. I'm coming, guys. Now we have to reload. Sorry. Approximately we have to reload ourselves. So when we reload, but if I show this now and I reload to still give me my I think it's history.back of -1. Is it just me? Let me try this. No, it's not reloading automatically. Is this something I missed? Yeah, but mostly that's why. So we are done with this. So you have a project now. Build an interactive that allows users to enter student name and scores. This one now, you're going to use your input to enter, calculate average and assign grade. You have an example. Now, display evaluation dates. You know how to do this. I did something similar. Use browser and screen info. Dynamically update the page info. Apply string number and array method. And use math. So I gave you tip here. Create a form. Include the things that you need to do. If you follow it, you'll be able to. So, but this is your sample code. Teacher